opportunities and/or events are intended for educational purposes only and are not intended to override, modify, misrepresent, or take the place of the guidance and advice of your medical care team.
Hey everyone, my name's Amy and I happen to be an online student with the University of Arizona in their nutrition program. And today I happen to be partnering with Roadrunner Food Bank's Healthy Food Center to be able to teach a series of videos about how nutrition relates to high blood pressure. So this is going to be the first in that series of videos. And in this video today, we are going to be talking about the basics of high blood pressure. Namely, we're going to be talking about what is blood pressure, what counts as high blood pressure, and what issues can arise if high blood pressure is left uncontrolled. All right, so let's get into the video. So firstly, what is blood pressure? According to the CDC, blood pressure is the pressure of the blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. So let's quick take a detour and try to figure out what arteries exactly are. You might have heard of veins before, but arteries might be a little bit different. So veins are the blood vessels that bring blood back to your heart, whereas arteries are the ones that go from your heart to the rest of your body. And so essentially blood pressure is measuring the pressure of blood on the walls of those blood vessels that travel away from your heart. So you've probably had your blood pressure checked before, you've worn the cuff and came back with two numbers. So what exactly are these numbers? So these numbers represent your systolic and your diastolic blood pressure. So what this means is your systolic blood pressure is the pressure of your blood against the walls of your arteries when your heart is actively pumping. However, diastolic blood pressure is the pressure of your blood on your artery walls when your heart is resting. And so these two numbers are typically represented by some kind of a fraction, with your systolic blood pressure on top and your diastolic blood pressure on the bottom. So what exactly is high blood pressure? So in order to understand what high blood pressure is, we first need to understand what normal blood pressure is. So normal blood pressure is considered anything below 120 over 80. So that is a systolic blood pressure of 120 and a diastolic blood pressure of 80. However, anything above 140 over 90 is considered to be high blood pressure. And anything in between those two numbers is considered at risk for high blood pressure. So what happens if high blood pressure is left uncontrolled? Well, according to the American Heart Association, there can actually be a lot of issues with uncontrolled high blood pressure. These include
Higher risks for
heart attacks, heart failure, stroke, kidney disease and kidney failure, vision loss. So how does high blood pressure raise risk for heart attacks and heart failure? Well, along with high blood pressure, you wind up with a potential buildup of fat inside your artery walls. And this can make your arteries much more stiff and less flexible with the higher levels of pressure. This can then result in essentially clogging of your arteries and can make it so that there isn't enough oxygen that can make its way back to your heart. And this is what causes a heart attack. Now, it can also affect heart failure simply because higher blood pressures mean that your heart has to work harder to pump your blood throughout your body. And by making your heart work harder, you can deal potentially with an enlarged heart, which is less efficient. And according to the American Heart Association, heart failure is classified as a condition where your heart is unable to provide enough blood to the body. Another way that high blood pressure can affect our bodies is by damaging our kidneys, leading to kidney disease. So our kidneys are our filters for our blood, and high blood pressure can damage the arteries that are found inside of our kidneys. And these damaged arteries are a lot less efficient at being able to filter our blood. these damaged arteries could lead to hormones that could continue to have the kidneys be damaged. So another area of our body that is affected by high blood pressure is our brain. And this is because high blood pressure can increase our risk of stroke. Much like a heart attack, a stroke is essentially when sections of our brain are unable to get enough oxygen. And this can happen one of two ways. Either a blood vessel can burst and you can start bleeding, or a blood vessel can become narrowed enough that blood cannot make it to that area of your brain. And both of these are caused by the stiffening of the artery walls due to a buildup of fat and the higher pressures from high blood pressure. One final area of our body that can be affected by high blood pressure is our eyes. So our eyes have lots of little veins inside of them. High blood pressure can damage those or can block them and can potentially even lead to buildup of fluid behind our retina, which can all lead to problems with vision. Let's review what we learned today. Today we learned that blood pressure is the pressure of blood on the walls of our arteries. We also learned that there's two kinds of blood pressure, systolic and diastolic. Systolic blood pressure is when your heart is pumping. Diastolic blood pressure is when your heart is resting. Both of these are listed on blood pressure results, with systolic blood pressure being on the top and diastolic blood pressure being on the bottom. We also learned that normal blood pressure is anything below 120/80, and high blood pressure is anything above 140/90. We also learned that if high blood pressure is left uncontrolled, there's a lot of things that it can affect with our bodies. All right, so I know that this is a lot of hard information today, but I really hope that it helps you be able to understand a little bit more about why high blood pressure is serious and how to check your blood pressure results. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how food affects blood pressure. So please stay tuned for that one. Thank you for watching the video today, and remember that at the end of each of these videos, there is going to be a short quiz that you can complete listed down in the description box. This is just made to help you review what we went over in this video. Also, there is a PDF linked down there with notes from all of these videos in this series so that you can keep them. All right, see you in the next video.